Hi, my name is Ruth Keggin Gell and I'm a musician, teacher and Manx speaker from the Isle of Man. In this video I'm going to teach you how to sing the traditional Manx Gaelic song Juan y Jaggad Keeir, which means John of the grey, darkish grey jacket. It was collected at the end of the 19th century. The words were collected by A.W. Moore and the song, the actual melody, was collected by W.H. Gill. It tells the story of somebody who was shot by a bullet and it made a hole in him like a sieve. Doesn't sound very nice. I'm going to sing it first and then I'll go through the words with you and then put the words and the melody bit by bit together. It's a deceptively difficult song to sing, so if you watch to the end of the video, I'll give you some tips as to how you can achieve a really good rendition of the song. Lig a bullet fine sheeras wally Juan y Jaggad Keeir Rennie howler gulrish creeras Juan y quirk for Kenya Juan y quirk for Kenya Juan y quirk for Kenya Rennie howler gulrish creeras Juan y quirk for Kenya. Let's go through the lyrics now. The first line goes Lig an bullet fine sheer, which means a bullet came from the west. Lig an bullet fine sheer. The second line tells us that Juan of the grey jacket was hit by this bullet. As wole Juan y Jaggad Keeir. You may not be familiar with the name Juan. It's the Manx translation of John and it's spelt J-U-A-N. It actually looks a little bit like the Spanish name Juan, but it's not. As wole Juan y Jaggad Keeir. So those two lines together go Lig a bullet fine sheer as wole Juan y Jaggad Keeir. We then hear in the third line that the bullet pierced him like a sieve, which doesn't sound too pleasant. Rennie howler gulrish creeir. Rennie howler gulrish creeir. And the fourth line, as Juan y quirk for Kenya. And John Quirk was crying. Kenya is the word for crying. Quirk is a common Manx surname. As Juan y quirk for Kenya. So let's just try those four lines. Lig an bullet fine sheer as wole Juan y Jaggad Keeir. Rennie howler gulrish creeir as Juan y quirk for Kenya. The second half of the song uses that last line a few times. Juan y quirk for Kenya, Juan y quirk for Kenya. So we have that twice. And then we have the line Rennie howler gulrish creeir, and then again as Juan y quirk for Kenya. So there's a real emphasis on the John Quirk was crying line. So if you can remember that, that happens about 5 times in the whole song. So you're good if you know that line. Let's put it together right from the start of the lyrics and then try it with the tune. Lig a bullet fine sheer as wole Juan y Jaggad Keeir. Rennie howler gulrish creeir as Juan y quirk for Kenya. Juan y quirk for Kenya. Juan y quirk for Kenya. Rennie howler gulrish creeir as Juan y quirk for Kenya. Didn't mai. Let's try putting the tune and the lyrics together now. So the first line goes like this. Lig a bullet fine sheer. So it mostly goes in an upwards direction, ascending. Let's try that again. Lig a bullet fine sheer. And the second line is tending to go downwards, it's tending to descend. As wole Juan y Jaggad Keeir. Sort of a mixture between the two. Let's try those two lines together. So the first line is Lig a bullet. Lig a bullet fine sheer as wole Juan y Jaggad Keeir. Didn't mai. The next two lines go up in an arch and then back down again, ascending and then descending. Rennie howler gulrish just try those 2 lines again. Rene howler. Rene howler gorish creeras juna quirk vacania. Jinta mai. The 5th and the 6th lines both ascend. Juna quirk vacania. And again. Juna quirk vacania. And the very last 2 lines of the song are a bit like what we've heard in the first part of the song. Rene howler gorish creeras juna quirk vacania. Let's put it all together now. Nemji streakia, lega bullet vian sheeras ole juna jagged keeir. Rene howler gorish creeras juna quirk vacania. Juna quirk vacania. Juna quirk vacania. Rene howler gorish creeras juna quirk vacania. Dinta mai. As I mentioned before, this song can be deceptively difficult to sing well, and there are a few reasons for this. Firstly, it's full of words. The song is syllabic. That means that there's 1 note per syllable throughout the whole song, and there are quite a few words. Many of the words are full of consonants as well, things like C's, K's and Q's. So it's really important to get your mouth open when you're singing those words and just basically get your teeth, tongue and lips around them. Juna quirk vacania. Juna quirk vacania. Super important. If you happen to be teaching children and doing this song, this is a great one to focus on diction. Secondly, the song is full of the same rhythms. There are an awful lot of quavers throughout this song. Ligga bullad vian sheeras wole juna jagged keeir. So an awful lot of quavers going through. You must make sure not to sing it mechanically. How do we do this? Well, we're going to try and add some musical shape to the song. We're going to sing when we have a phrase that goes up and ascends and then maybe comes back down again. Think about where's your end point, where's your highest note? Maybe you could aim for that and try and shape the phrase. I'll just demonstrate using the lines Rene howler gulrish creeir as juna quirk vacania. So my top note is creeir, and then I'm going to come back down. So I'm going to go through that phrase. Rene howler gorish creeir as juna quirk vacania. So just shaped it, just getting ever so slightly louder to the top and then just dropping off as I went back down. And it just stops it being too mechanical. If I sang it all at the same dynamic, that means volume, level, then it might sound like this. Rene howler gorish creeir as juna quirk vacania. There's quite a marked difference. So just think about where you want to aim for and then drop back down. This is also really useful for the third thing to focus on, which is tuning. This song is largely Gaelic. That means it goes up and down 1 note at a time. So there are awful lots of scales in this. So try and aim for your top note, go up and then fall the way down to the bottom. Once you've mastered the lyrics of this song, thought about how to shape those musical phrases nice and musically and avoided any kind of mechanical approach to them, and also thought really hard about your pitching and made sure that you're really careful in those Gaelic passages going up and down, you might want to approach this song as a round, as it works brilliantly as one. I love this song and I think it's great for children and adults alike, as there are little challenges within it that appeal to both. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Sanleat.